It's no accident that NATO's Allied Rapid Reaction Corps headquarters, or part of it anyway, finds itself on an abandoned platform, part of the Jubilee line at Charing Cross station. That is because, under the command of Lieutenant General Mike Ellis, this is the organisation that will be responsible for a response to a Russian invasion. Now, over the last few days, they've been testing out their capability to reach deep into the Russian lines, into Russia itself, with what they call deep fires, long-range rockets and now drone attacks, in the event that, for example, somewhere like Estonia or one of the Baltic states was attacked by Russia. And this is all part not only of NATO's planning and preparation for what they fear could be Russian plans to invade more of Europe after their attacks against Ukraine, but also part of the raising of consciousness across certainly the whole of the United Kingdom, but also Europe as well, with those images of British officers working deep underground in a London tube station, obviously echoing the images from Britain during the Blitz and the sustained attacks on London by Nazi Germany when civilians were evacuated to safety underground. Now, across Europe, this has been the main preoccupation. There are still intense negotiations over the extent to which countries like the United Kingdom are genuinely meeting their NATO spending requirements when it comes to expanding the level of defence spending within very, very tight fiscal arrangements. But across Europe, there has been an effort to try to build up the capability to defend against a Russian invasion and increase European capacity. And this is all coming at a time when the American allies are at best equivocal in terms of their responses and their relationships with NATO. We've seen Donald Trump over the last year and a half definitely taking Russia's side, at least philosophically, when it comes to Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine, constant undermining of the NATO alliance and America's place in it. And I think that that is what's so important about this ARRC operation at Charing Cross, because it does involve both the Supreme Allied Commander Europe and his deputy, the Land Commander, both of whom are American generals, and they sit above the British general as part of NATO's efforts to prepare for a Russian invasion. And whilst they are continuing their job, their president is making quite a lot of that activity in the background look increasingly difficult. For example, in the last month, he has both suspended American participation in exercises in Poland, and then just in the last 48 hours or so, returned 5,000 troops to that project. This on-off attitude of the Americans to NATO means that working together, these integrated exercises, combined with the continuing Russian hybrid war already being prosecuted against Europe, is upping the ante and increasing the level of energy from other NATO partners inside Europe.